everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Star Trek. I'm Charlie Dana, and my guest today is Dianna Renee. Dianna, welcome.
Thank you.
This is going to be the 2020 version of This Is Your Life. So there's going to be a few questions about your career, where you're at right now, where you've come from in the past, and where you might be heading in the future.
Okay.
So we want the audience to get a better understanding of who you are and what you've done. So tell us a little bit about from your childhood on, the interest in acting, and where you've gone from that period to where you are today.
Okay. Well, when I was a baby, my mom had me in department store ads. Kind of started there. Maybe that's where it happened. But no, I've always been a drama brat. I went in drama from about 7th grade all through high school. My proudest achievement in high school, I think, is graduating with honors in drama. So it was fantastic at that. That's the class I always showed up to. I always liked that. So I've been doing it a long time. I'm really into it. When I was a kid, I used to mess around in like fake accents, and like I'd go into like a Pizza Hut or something and be like.
But how influential were your parents or your mom about that, though? Or did you just kind of take it upon yourself?
I think my mom must have had some kind of influence because she's, a baby in diapers. Like, I'm not making those decisions. She was. I think she liked it and like wanted that. For me, my dad didn't care either way. He actually wanted me to be an architect. He was like,
really?
I didn't know that till I was like in college. He's like, I just wanted you to be an architect. I was like, but I'm in film school already. But it's funny because he didn't voice that opinion until then. But my mom was into it. She would, I used to model at 15, and she would drive me to all the auditions and drive me to the set or whatever.
Now, how do you feel about all that? I mean, did you like it?
Yeah, it was fun. I love acting. Like I do have like an innate love for it, and I do love performance, and I love the whole concept of embodying another person and getting out of your own head for a while, like we were talking about, and because at that moment you get to explore another person. It's like, how often are you going to be another person in their shoes? And so acting allows you to do that, and you learn a lot of empathy from that. So I can understand why a lot of like the better actors, the really big ones, are kind of crazy. I'm like, well, I know why. They've been like 50 different people, but I enjoy that. I like it.
So when you were younger, you started out with the department store ads, right?
Yeah.
And then you evolved and you did a little modeling in your teens. So you go through high school. And you do any theater in high school?
Yeah. I did theater. Did some stage plays. I directed one act as a senior, so I did directing too, so I was behind the scenes. I did all sorts of stuff, like if I could do makeup on a play, I would do it. Whatever I could do to help out, I was there. I wasn't the most responsible student, so my drama teacher didn't necessarily trust me with a lot of stuff. But when she did, it's like I was there, but I don't think she really realized till I was a senior that, she will show up, because I just didn't go to any of my other classes. I just went to drama. And that's about it.
Because that's really what you enjoyed it.
That's what I like. That's what I really wanted to do it, So, so I was there. I was like, yes, let's do it. So I did a lot of those, and then, but I ended up going to film school.
Okay, so let's get into college now.
Yeah.
So tell us what your transformation was into college. Where'd you go to school?
I went to USC.
Okay, great. You studied film there, I assume?
Yeah, I was actually.
Gee, I think I know another USC person who happens to be a Trojan. It's in our
someone like this right now?
Exactly. And they all stick together. But okay, so you went to USC.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that experience?
I think being in the film school with the other students was the first time I felt I fit in. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I fit in here. Because I never felt like I fit in high school. It was always like a struggle to maintain these relationships with people I didn't have a lot in common with, but you're like, well, other than you grew up with them, but still you're like, it was, it wasn't easy for me. Like, that was something I actually had to work on, was like maintaining communication and being interested in stuff I just wasn't interested in, and like to have that common bond. And once I got into film school, I was like, oh, some stuff we're all the same. It was really just like, I don't know, it was just like really like weightlifting, because it's like, oh, I'm at home. I love this. And so I got addicted. Actually, I got addicted. The reason I went to film school actually started in high school, and I forgot about that little story. Okay. And so there was a telecom class, and there was this guy taught it. He'd been in the film industry a little bit, and he taught, and they had a little television studio set up. Even though we didn't broadcast to the school or anything.
It was there.
It was for training.
Yeah.
And so they had this class, and my friend was taking it, and I went to go pick up my friend because we were going to go somewhere. And he's like, oh, we're in the middle of doing something, so can you hang out for a little bit? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went back into the control room, and the TD board was there, and the teacher's like, we need someone to work the TD board. And I'm like, oh, okay, and what's that? And they're like, technical director, like, you pull these switches, and when we say camera 1, camera 2, you press the button, you do the fade, whatever. And he just showed me the board real quick. And I was like, oh, okay, and the board made sense. So I was directing, like just sitting down and switching cameras, just like randomly. And so after that, I was like, I'm taking that class. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to film school, because I actually wanted to be, I was gonna be a lawyer, because that's sensible. That's what you do. And I was like, I was like vice president of my law club and did mock trials and all that stuff. But once I got hooked, I was like, oh, I have to do this. And even though I was doing acting, but I think getting hooked behind the scenes is what really pushed that, because I never imagined like going to college for acting.
Did you do 4 years at USC?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, no, I did 3.
You
sorry.
did 3, and then
I did 3.
Any other education?
I went to school in Hawaii first semester. That was the first one I went to. Because remember, I'm not a good student.
Right.
Had high SATs, low GPA, and so like I'm like, but I'll pick a college. So I went to Hawaii Pacific University. It was it's smaller. It's not the University of Hawaii. It's a smaller one on Honolulu is where it is. So Honolulu's like, it's like a city on an island. It's all skyscrapers. I was living in a skyscraper on the 17th floor. It was kind of neat. And I didn't have a car, which killed me, but, and Hawaii's beautiful, but it was too slow for me. Because, I mean, even the way I'm talking, like I'm such an Angelino. And so I had some friends at San Diego State, and they were like, you should come here, and you can all get in, don't worry. And I was like, okay.
Was you at San Diego State?
I was San Diego State. And I went there, but I really wanted USC. That's who I really, really wanted. I just didn't have the grades to get in there as a freshman. And I had the score, I had the SAT score, but I didn't have the grades. And so I went to San Diego and applied from San Diego to USC. But I had straight A's, like from Hawaii and then from San Diego. So it was like, they looked at that, they didn't look at my, even after 1 year, they looked at that and not my high school. And they were like, oh yeah, you can come here. And so I was like, yes, I'm home. And I went there. And while I was there, I applied to the film school. I was like, because that was my goal, So I was like, I might as well go here and apply while I'm there, and I'm already kind of set. But I didn't realize like how competitive it was to get in, so I was a little naive. But I'm glad, because if I hadn't been naive about the competitiveness, I might not have applied. I might have been like, oh, it's too scary. So.
Which kind of takes us to the real world after you get out of college. Okay,
Yeah.
so now you go through all this education. You're experiencing Hawaii, you're experiencing San Diego State, USC. You've got some training when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Now you got to get out into the real world. And you are a native Californian.
Yes.
So you're born and raised, you know LA, you know what
Yeah.
the whole deal is and the whole scene, as opposed to people who move from other areas and they come here to make it big.
You would think I had an advantage.
Yeah. So you're here now, and now you're in the real world. Tell me about how that has evolved for you.
Okay. Well, because I was doing production and behind the scenes, I shied away from acting a little bit. Although all of my film friends would like pull me into their shorts and their student stuff.
But was your passion at that time the acting in front of the camera?
No, it was directing.
It was directing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was directing.
Okay.
It still is. I still love directing. I love now multi-hyphen. It's like everyone does it, so it's like you can actually do that. You can act, you can direct, you can do everything.
Right.
Just switch hats and I feel like doing this today, and so that's kind of fun to do. But I was focusing on directing, and because it was a production major. And once I got into the real world, what you didn't learn was how to get money for films, distribution,
The business side.
the business side, what your deliverables are for your distributor. And so I ended up shooting my first film called No Time to Fear. And it was a feature. I produced it. I didn't direct it. I produced it. And I only ended up. I wasn't gonna act in it. I was like, no, we'll just hire other actors. I'm just gonna run the film. And I ended up still getting pulled into a scene because like the director was like, Dianna, you can act. We need someone right here. And I ended up playing like a detective or something. And so with that film, and I did all like the finishing on it, like I edited it and did all that stuff and prepped it for distribution because I had the skills from film school. Because that's what film school taught me. They taught me how to make a movie.
It's truly your project, right?
They teach you how to make it. You can shoot it, you can cut it, you can do everything in it. And I took a lot of special effects classes while I was there, so I could do everything.
Wow.
and I love computers and tech stuff. I'm kind of a tech nerd. So like all that stuff, it's not Greek to me. It's actually like I speak that language. And so we like to get a distributor, like we had to like send the film out and find a way, and we found a distributor, and then we did all the deliverables, you know, whatever they needed. Some want tape, they still want tape, which is amazing, but most, you know, are transitioning into digital finally, like DCP has kind of evolved a little bit. But so we delivered our first film on tape, like this big old clunky thing, and then they make the duplicates from that when they distribute to other countries and whatnot. And I think my biggest moment of pride with that was when I got a letter from the government saying that my movie had been, I'm trying to think of the word, it had been ripped off. Like someone was making fake DVDs and selling it on the street.
No kidding.
And my movie there were a bunch of movies, but my movie was included.
It's a form of flattery to that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm framing that. I was like, I don't care. Because, you know, it's like, I mean, I know like piracy is a bad thing, whatever. But it was just kind of like, they pirated my movie, you know? So it was kind of fun. That was interesting.
So I'm going to ask you a little bit of a controversial subject matter these days. And since you're out there now and you have been active and you have been busy and you have been doing films, in the area of Hollywood where there is so much discussion about roles for women, whether behind the camera or in front of the camera,
Yeah.
do you think about that a lot in your everyday progress in this business? And do you feel like there's something that you want to get across and message to people about the empowerment of women?
Yeah, well, you know, I grew up I was like a tomboy. I played Little League. I always had friends who were male. I was the only girl invited to an all-male sleepover in 5th grade. You know? So I was always like, I don't know if like I'm just hyper or whatever, but I tend to fit in more with the male, you know, personalities. And although I do have female friends, but then they're like me, they have a lot of guy friends. And so, let's see, I'm trying to think of how to put this. I like men a lot. Like I get along with them. Some of my best friends are men. But the film industry, it was brutally archaic. Like part of the reason I stopped acting and went into production is because I got tired of.
So even though personally your relationships, friendships with men come easy for you,
Yeah, extremely.
right?
Yeah.
You entered that world of entertainment.
Yeah.
And found it to be totally different.
Didn't expect it. I didn't, because I wasn't used to it. Like I'm used to like being on this level
Yeah.
and not being an object that they could, you know. So, because, I mean, even modeling, I think I ran into that once or twice. Like, in photographers, more the pervs than the other people. And you kind of expect it, because it's like, but acting, I didn't really expect it. I was kind of like, wow, so they think these actresses are just something they can play with? You know, and that made me think, like, do I really want to be seen like that? And so that's why I went to film school instead, and I was like, I'm going to do this and get behind the scenes. But then I didn't realize that behind the scenes had issues too. So I'm like, I'm so screwed. But that's why I ended up making my own movie.
But do you feel like you're gaining experience in how to handle that? Because you're obviously going to come across that in the future anyway.
Yeah.
So you're still going to see it.
Yeah.
So do you feel like...
I have so much experience.
Okay, so
now,
you're okay.
right?
So you're okay with that.
I get it all the time.
Good,
I'm like,
good.
You know, I just, whatever. Because I have like I said, because I have such solid relationships with men who are not, like I don't date, we're not romantically involved, that I don't see it as like men versus women.
Gotcha.
I see it as like, these people are like that.
Right.
And I guarantee you there's women who are like that too.
Sure.
You know, because we're people and we're all more alike than we are different. So I don't turn it into this like battle of the sexes thing, because I just, like growing up the way I did and like playing baseball and doing, you know, the stuff I did with all my guy friends, it's just kind of like, I can't do that. I can't demonize them, because it's just like, I love that.
It's a healthy and insightful approach that you have at this point, you know, learning like you did. I want to talk to you about your existing film projects right now. Kind of give us a little bit of a recap of some of the things, if you know, you can name them by titles if you like, some of the things that you've done.
Okay, my most recent project it came out on all the streaming services. It was just like, that's what everyone does now. It goes like the Amazon, whatever, Apple TV, like some cable stuff. And it's a Western called A Prayer for the Damned.
Okay.
And that film was originally supposed to be short. And they ended up writing more. It was a writer, director, producer. Writer, director, producer, actor. He was doing the film, and we're good friends. Like I've known him for a while, and I produced a short for him previously. So when he was shooting this, he was like, "Will you come act in this for me?" And I was just like, "Sure, why not?" And he's like, "You get to hold a gun and be a badass." I was like, he had me at badass. And so it was originally, he's like, "Oh, it's only like 17, 20 pages." And I'm like, "Okay." And he ended up extending it because he liked the story so much. He made it a full feature, and we were shooting in Yucca Valley, and it was like blistering heat. So sweaty. You're trying to keep your weight. You're like, make sure the makeup's nice, the hair doesn't fall down. And so that film, and it turned out really good because I'm the lead female in that.
Cool.
And it's got a really neat story. It's about there's this gold that was hidden during the Civil War, and my man, he's my man. We're not married or anything, but he's my man. He's trying to find it, and there's this crazy guy who goes by the preacher. He thinks he's a preacher, but he's like sadistic and evil, and he wants that gold too.
Right.
So they're both after it. And I don't want to give the rest of the movie up, but it's really like it gets there.
I'm glad you told me about that one, and matter of fact, it's intriguing that it's a Western. We're going to wrap up here really quick, but I want to hit a point very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your goals for the future. What do you want? Where do you see yourself 5, 10 years from now?
5, 10 years from now, making bigger movies and lots of effects and blowing shit up. And then also having some like really like when I act, I like dramatic acting. I'm very like that's kind of my niche. Though I do other stuff, but drama is kind of my thing. And so like having some kind of like meaty role that I can really just kind of encompass. And driving myself insane doing it, and I don't care as long as it looks good.
What position do you play in Little League Baseball?
I was an outfielder.
Okay.
I was a girl. I was the only girl on the team, so I didn't get to pitch.
On that note, we're going to wrap up. This is our segment with Dianna Renee. Keep an eye out for her in the future. Dianna, thank you so much.
Thank you so
joining us.
much.
Appreciate it.
So nice.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and stay tuned for another segment down the road of Star Trek.